Hi, my name's Isabella Daly. I'm here today to share with you why I think a living wage could change my life and the lives of many others. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am. I am a Capricorn, I am an overachiever, and I am a natural redhead. I am a mother, I am a mentor, I'm a fighter, and a lover. By that I mean I love my kids, I love my little dump of a house, and I love my condescending cat. I love to cook, I love to write, and despite it all, in a run-on sentence, I love this life. The thing I'm most proud of, that I reap the most spiritual reward from, is the youth work I do for the Anglican Diocese of Niagara. As a matter of fact, in 2007, I received the Order of Niagara, which is the 4th highest commendation in Canada, for my exemplary contribution to youth ministry. In my opinion, my crowning jewel, my finest achievement so far to date, was a live-action role-play game that I designed called The Game of Life. I created it for 85 youth that attend the Niagara Youth Conference. Not a single bit of the game was fair. I gave the players no instructions, and each player was dealt a different hand. That's not why I'm here to talk to you today. So here's the thing. I have 2 college degrees, one of which I graduated top in my program with a 96.8 grade point average, and the only jobs I've ever had were minimum wage permanent part-time position. That means no benefits, no perks, no job security, and that's why I'm what you call the working poor. Being working poor, at least in my case, means that you make the same amount of money as a person who receives ODSP, only without the benefits. I don't have a drug card, I don't have a dental plan, and I have no eyeglass allowance. All I have is my paycheck, and you can bet that I worked my ass off to get it. Being working poor means that you experience periodic bouts of financially induced anorexia. That means when your kid comes home from school with their best friend and they really, really need them to stay for dinner, that means you say yes, of course, but that means that you're not going to get to eat that night, and your kid gets to go to bed thinking that they have a normal middle-class upbringing, even though it's a facade. The working poor is crying, and when I say crying, I mean crying from the pit of your stomach because you dropped a pot of 99-cent Kraft dinner on the floor and it spilled out all over. Being working poor involves a lot of hoping. You have to hope that the toothache will just magically go away, because when you're working poor, you can't go to see a dentist until the pain is more than you can handle. And that even then, you have to hope that it's just a cavity and not another root canal, because you still haven't paid for the last one you had. Actually, being working poor involves a lot of health constraints beside the 3 puffers at $75 each and the $200 EpiPen I need to stay alive. You can't go to a chiropractor or a physiotherapist no matter how dire the need is. You can't get the good brace for the bad knee, and you don't go to the optometrist until the headaches and the double vision become excruciating, and even then you might not be able to swing the $90. You certainly can't deal with your high-risk breast cancer history effectively, because let's get real, the working poor don't have the kind of money that Angelina Jolie has. Most people don't have that kind of money. Working poor is a lot like a cough that just won't go away. Working poor is coming home from a shopping trip, clutching desperately to the box of cereal that you just bought and trying to think of a way to make your kids understand that that box has to last. Being working poor means that you hope your kids don't have a growth spurt or a field trip or a passion for anything extracurricular, because quite frankly, you can't afford it, and you don't want to see the look in your face when you have to tell them no again. When you're working poor, you have to wonder if that silver spoon in the mouth, never want for anything best friend of yours is lying when he says it really doesn't bother him when you have to ask for help. You have to wonder that, because when you're working poor, you end up relying on a lot of people who actually don't give a damn about you. Being working poor is generic names and knockoff toys. It means no cable TV, no satellite dish, and no data plan. It means no hairdresser, no teeth whitening, and no vacation during March break. It means plastic bags in your faux Ugg boots, and your house is always dirty, and your clothes are always stained, because the first thing you have to cut from your grocery list when you're broke is cleaning supplies. Being working poor is thinking $11 an hour is a really great job. It's needing that 25-cent raise more than life itself. It means being $6 short on your utility bill after you've received the final notice and having absolutely no way of making up that gap before they turn the heat off. It's hoping you get a dinner invitation even though you know you can't repay the favor. And it's hoping that your friends don't think you're antisocial, because you don't go to the birthday parties, you don't go to bridal showers, you don't go to christenings, you don't go to retirement parties, simply because you can't afford the gift. Working poor, at least in my case, means that when your son dies, you can't afford to bury him, and you have to wonder how to put his name on the headstone, because of course you pay by the letter. If I knew what I could say to you, the media, the government, or my condescending cat for that matter, that would convince you to move from being a spectator in the game of life to an active participant, I would lay it out for you right here and right now. I want all of us to play, participate, and advocate on behalf of a living wage community here and all across the board. See, living wage means I can go to the dentist when I need to. It's a good brace for the bad knee, and it means my kids can take art lessons. It means warm winter boots. It means no more crying over craft dinner, and it means that nobody will ever have to feel the kind of destitution that I have. Living wage is a game changer. It's people like you and people like me that can make the game of life not just more fun to play, but a better existence for 7 million Canadians. Full disclosure, I don't have a clue what you need to hear from me to convince you to be a team player. All I can do is tell you my story, define my existence, and hope that all the words and run-on sentences will somehow make a difference. Thank you for listening.